The bustling streets of Los Angeles were alive with energy as the evening lights reflected off towering glass buildings. Amidst this vibrancy, in a quieter neighborhood, a modest diner was abuzz with whispers and glances. Sitting at a corner booth, unassuming yet radiating presence, was none other than Robert Downey Jr., the iconic actor known for his transformative roles and larger-than-life persona. That evening, Downey wasn't there to draw attention but to reflect, his thoughts drifting between the demands of stardom and a longing for simplicity. Clad in a casual jacket and jeans, he sipped his coffee, seemingly lost in thought. Across the room, a young waitress named Emily moved briskly, balancing plates and greeting customers with a warm smile that masked the weight of her struggles. She was a single mother working double shifts to provide for her son, Ben, who was just 8 years old. Ben, a bright-eyed boy with a love for superheroes, often stayed with a neighbor while Emily worked. Tonight, however, he sat quietly at the counter, scribbling drawings of Iron Man on scraps of paper. As fate would have it, Downey noticed the boy's sketches. His curiosity piqued. With a soft smile, he approached Ben, crouching down to his level. "What are you working on there, buddy?" he asked, his voice gentle and inviting. Ben looked up, his eyes widening as he recognized the voice and face of his hero. "It's Iron Man," he said shyly, holding up the drawing. Downey chuckled, examining the child's artwork. "You've got talent," he said. "Tony Stark would be impressed." Emily noticed the interaction from across the room, her heart racing. She approached nervously, wiping her hands on her apron. "I'm sorry if he's bothering you," she said quickly. "Not at all," Downey replied warmly. "In fact, I'm the one bothering him." Ben beamed, and Emily's tension eased slightly as she introduced herself. "I'm Emily," she said. "Thank you for being so kind. He's a huge fan." Downey nodded, his gaze shifting between the boy and his mother. There was something about their dynamic, the unspoken bond of resilience and love, that struck a chord deep within him. "Do you always bring your superhero to work?" he asked, gesturing to Ben. Emily hesitated, then admitted, "Only when I can't find a sitter. Times have been tough lately." The honesty in her words touched Downey. He remembered his own struggles, the battles he had fought to rebuild his life and career. He saw in Emily and Ben the same spirit of determination that had carried him through his darkest days. Over the next hour, as the diner began to quiet down, Downey engaged Emily in conversation. She shared bits of her story, the challenges of single parenthood, the dreams she had put on hold, and the small joys that kept her going. Ben, meanwhile, showed Downey more of his drawings, each one sparking genuine admiration from the actor. When it was time to leave, Downey stood and handed Emily a business card. "I want you to call this number," he said. "It's my team. Tell them Robert sent you." Emily stared at the card, her brow furrowing in confusion. "Why?" she asked. Downey smiled. "Because everyone needs a little help now and then. Consider this a push toward something better." The next morning, Emily hesitantly dialed the number on the card. She was skeptical but curious. To her astonishment, the voice on the other end explained that Downey had arranged for a meeting to discuss housing and educational opportunities for her and Ben. Over the following weeks, Emily's life transformed. Through Downey's connections, she secured a stable home and enrolled Ben in an arts program where his talent for drawing flourished. Emily also began taking courses to pursue her dream of becoming a teacher. Months later, at the grand opening of the community center Downey had funded, Emily and Ben were invited as special guests. As she stood on stage, speaking about the impact of one act of kindness, Downey watched from the crowd, his heart swelling with pride. In that moment, he knew that the greatest roles weren't played on screen, but in the lives we choose to touch.